Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to solve question number 5 of sets class 11th CBSE mathematics. So question number 5 states, are the following pair of sets equal? Give reasons. So we'll have to check whether the given pair of sets are equal or not. As stated in the previous videos, that equal sets have same and equal number of elements. So now let's try to solve this very question. Part number first is set A has elements 2 and 3. Set B, which is given in set builder form, is x such that x is the solution of x squared plus 5 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. So this is part first. So for set B, we are given a quadratic equation which is x squared plus 5 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. Here we can solve this very equation by simple factorization. So we'll be having x squared plus 2 times x plus 3 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. So taking x as common factor in these two. So this will be x times x plus 2, and taking 3 in these two as common factor, we'll be having 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. So thus we'll be having two factors, x plus 3 times x plus 2 is equal to 0. On solving this, we'll be having two values as x is equal to -3 and x is equal to -2. Thus we have set A has elements as 2, 3 and set B has elements as -3, -2. So one can easily observe that 2 is an element of set A, while as it's not an element of set B. Therefore, the given sets, set A and set B, they are not equal. Towards the second part, which states A is a set where we are having x such that x is a letter in the word follow. B is another set where we are having y such that y is a letter in the word wolf. So if we represent set A in roster form, we'll be having elements as F, O, L, W. As we know that repetition is not allowed, thus set A is having only 4 elements as O and L both are being repeated. Similarly, if we'll represent set B in roster form, we'll be having elements as W, O, L, and F. Here one can observe that each element of set A is also an element of set B. Thus we can say that set A is equal to set B. Moving towards next question. The question is, from the sets given below, select equal sets. So we'll just have to find those sets which are equal. The first 4 sets, that set A, B, C and D, are each having 4 elements, while as sets E, F, G and H are having only 2 elements each. So first 4 sets cannot be equal to the second 4 sets because they are having different number of elements. So let us eliminate this very possibility. That is, sets A, B, C and D cannot be equal to sets E, F, G and H, as they differ in number of elements. Now let us compare the first 4 sets with each other and then we'll compare the other 4 sets with each other. So let's take sets A and B. So A is having elements 2, 4, 8 and 12, while as B is having elements as 1, 2, 3 and 4. One can easily observe that 8 is an element of A, while as A does not belong to set B. So we can say that A is not equal to B. Now let us take sets A and C. Set A has elements 2, 4, 8 and 12, while set C has elements as 4, 8, 12, and 14. Here again one can observe that 2 is an element of set A, while as 2 does not belong to set C. So sets A and C are not equal. Let us take sets A and D. Set A is having elements 2, 4, 8, and 12, while set D is having elements as 3, 1, 4, and 2. Here again one can observe that 8 is an element of set A, while as A does not belong to set D. So sets A and D, they are not equal. Now let us consider sets B and C. Set B is having elements 1, 2, 3, and 4, while set C is having elements 4, 8, 12, and 14. Here again one can observe that 1 is an element of B, while as 1 does not belong to set C. So these two sets, they are not equal. Now let's consider sets B and D. Again B is having elements as 1, 2, 3, and 4, while as D is having elements as 3, 1, 4, 2. So here one can observe that 1 is present in both the sets. Similarly, 2 is present in both the sets. 3 is also a member of both sets, and 4 is also present in both the sets. So we can say that sets B and D, they are equal. Now let's take sets C and D. C has elements as 4, 8, 12, and 14, while D has elements 3, 1, 4, and 2. Here again one can observe that 8 is an element of C, while as 8 does not belong to D. So these two sets are again not equal. Now let us compare the second 4 sets with each other, and let's find out which of these sets are equal. Let us take sets E and F. Here E is having elements as -1 and 1, and F is having elements as 0 and A. Here again -1 is an element of E, while as -1 does not belong to F. So these two sets, they are not equal. Let us compare set E with set G. So the elements of set E, as we know, are -1 and 1, and G is having elements as 1 and -1. As both the sets have same elements, that is -1 is the element of both sets and 1 is also present in both the sets, so these two sets are equal. So therefore set E is equal to set G. Now let us compare set E with set H. Again E is having elements as -1 and 1, and H is having elements as 0 and 1. Here one can see that -1 is an element of set E, while as -1 does not belong to set H. So these two sets are not equal. Now let us compare sets F and G. F has elements as 0, A, and G has elements as 1, -1. Here one can observe that 0 is an element of F, while as 0 does not belong to G. So these two sets are again not equal. Now let us take sets F and H. F is having elements 0 and A, while as H is having elements 0 and 1. So here we can observe that A is an element of F, while as A does not belong to H. So these two sets are not equal. Comparing the last two sets, that is sets G and H. G has elements as 1 and -1, while H has elements as 0 and 1. So here one can observe that -1 is an element of G, while as negative 1 does not belong to H. So again these two sets, they are not equal. Hope this makes sense. Do subscribe to the channel for more such content and thanks for watching.